So based on John Maxwell's book, Put Your Dream to the Test, this is exciting to me because I get to speak life over you. I get to speak life over your dreams today and really speak to the reason that you said yes to your business, to your opportunity, saying yes to you, to what's inside of you. And maybe that means stepping outside of your comfort zone. I'm sure you can relate as as your growth has continued on down this path, as you've stepped into your business, as you've stepped into different adventures, maybe that you've had to step in out of your comfort zone. And what that means is that you've stepped towards your dream as well. So believing in your dream today, that's what we're talking about and sharing with you here today. So what is your dream? I'm pretty sure that dream is the reason we're all here. We all have that dream, right? Am I right? Do you have that dream? Is that why you said yes to your opportunity, to your business, to being here today, to stepping into growth, stepping outside of your comfort zone, growing yourself? Think about what that dream is for a moment for you personally. If you'd like to share again, I invite you to share your dream, put it into the comments, what that means for you and for your family. And Ashley, there shouldn't be a password. I did not set up a password. If they don't have a Zoom account, Zoom may have set that up for them personally, but I don't have a password for this class here today. They may have to set up their Zoom account first. Hopefully that works for them to get in. I don't think anybody else needed a password. Am I correct? To get in here, I had to create an account. Yeah, you had to create a Zoom account first. Okay, all right. Hopefully everybody can get in here. So thinking about what that dream is for you. Let's personalize that for a moment. Sometimes we have to dust it off. What is that dream? My dream is to help as many women be independent and feeling happy. I love it. Sharing happiness. Yes. Okay. Imagine what that will look like for you every step you take towards that dream. Something drew you to your business. Something drew you to stepping outside of your comfort zone. It spoke to you about your dream and is speaking to you about your dream, that there's something more to life, right? And it's waiting for you. Are you with me? And you're here today because you want to believe in that dream. And you know, like I do, that your opportunity, your business, whatever that is for you, it can help you to realize that dream and actually live it out, not leave it out. Anybody felt that before, that your dream is getting left out? It's getting shoved away. Anybody ever been there before? I want you to live it out. If you want, put that in the comments. Let's start to internalize this for you. Living out your dream. Put that into the comments. Am I right? We've been there. We want to live it out, though. We're going to fight for that dream. No one wants to leave out their dream. I'm excited to be here with you speaking on this topic that I have seen change in my own life, which is why I'm so passionate about it and sharing it with others and igniting it for you here today. The topic of pursuing your dreams. I don't want anyone, and I repeat, anyone, to feel like they've missed out on their dream or feel like it will never happen, that their dream is not worth it, or worse yet, that you are not worth living out your dream. We don't want to be there. I'm excited to share with you these questions from John Maxwell's book to help you, to encourage you, to empower you to do anything you can to achieve your dream. Because, my friends, here today, listening on replay, my friends, you are worth it, and your dreams are there for a reason. I have been in that place where I didn't dream anymore. It was like that book closed, that chapter closed, that book was put on the shelf. I was at one point living my dream, and then everything changed, and my dreams were crushed. Everything changed. And when that happens, I tell you, all sorts of things start entering in, from bitterness to depression. All kinds of things come into that picture, the things you don't want to have in that picture. And I was in that place of fighting for my dreams. not wanting to let them die, not wanting to let them go, but knowing that they were nowhere near close to reality anymore. So I had a question to ask myself: what was I going to do? My why was staring me in the face every single day, every single morning. My kids, my family, this was my why. I couldn't let them down. How would my dreams ever come back? Would they come back? Was this it? And my dreams were going to be shelved, brushed under the carpet. I hope that this training today will ignite in you the fire to fight for your dreams, whatever they are, to not relent and to put your dreams to the test. So I ask you again, what is that dream? Sometimes we don't want to talk about our dreams. Sometimes we don't want to verbalize it because somebody else might hear it and we might get judged for maybe dreaming too big, or who do you think you are kind of thing. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about your dream, and will you achieve it in your lifetime? I'm sure you hope that you will, like I did. I hoped, but will you actually do it? What odds would you give yourself? Would you give yourself a 1 in 5, 1 in 100? How can you tell whether your chances are good or whether your dream will always remain just that? A purpose in life, find it. 3 point. Oh, somebody's weighing in here. 3.7 out of 5. Okay, all right. I was there, in that place, wondering if these dreams would always and forever just be a dream. So my numbers were pretty low, unrealized, as my world came crashing in on me and life changed, and life would no longer remain the same as I knew it. Now I could either be a victim of my circumstances or I could find another way. So if you'd like to share with us, write in the comments here your answer to this question. Is your dream worth fighting for? Are you willing to put your dream to the test? I hope that I will see yeses come through the comments. Then if you're willing, oh yes, baby. Okay, love it. If you're willing, write it in the comments. I'm willing to fight for my dreams, to do what it takes not to have them shelved, to realize my dream, and then to put it to the test. So friends, I want to leave you here with the inspiration, knowing that your dream does not have to be shelved. If that's how you've come in here today, feeling like maybe that dream is just too far away, I want to tell you that no matter what the circumstances look like, no matter how hopeless it may seem at times, those are lies, okay? Those are lies. You can have hope. There is hope. There is always hope. You see, John Maxwell attempted to write this book 3 times. Put your dream to the test. He wrote it 3 times, and he thought every time that he wrote it, that everything that he wrote in there was just too fluffy. It was too wishy. There was no real substance to the book. And when he wrote this book, he came up with 10 questions to ask yourself about your dream. So the book, I encourage you to get the entire book. The book will go through all 10 questions to ask yourself to make sure that your dream is legitimate. Now you're going to see what I mean. If you can answer all 10 questions with a positive yes, they will help you to achieve your dream and set you up for success. So today, however, we're going to cover reasons people don't identify their dreams. Who wants to know why? Why people don't identify their dreams. And maybe you'll identify one of your reasons that your dream feels stuck, shelved maybe. And then we will go into 2 of the 10 questions that John Maxwell presents on how to test that dream. And what I want you to do is grab your pen and paper. I want you to write down those 2 reasons. I want you to ponder them this week, and I want you to test them yourself, those questions, because how can we realize our dreams? First of all, if we don't identify them. Scared of failure, good answer. Yes, that fear steps in and sometimes speaks too loudly, right? And then if we don't identify the dreams and then put them to the test, stepping outside of that comfort zone, how can we see our dreams come true if we don't actually get behind the wheel and, give it that test run? We need to put them into action. And then at the very end of today's session, I'm going to give you another opportunity to step out of your comfort zone, to give it a test run, to grow where you're planted, to step towards your dream by stepping into growth. Watch for my invitation at the end. And then I have a really super surprise for you. Watch for a special guest invitation as well, where you will get mentorship directly with John Maxwell. So make sure you stay right to the end today. So what is a dream? Let's talk exactly what is a dream. A dream is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, your will, and your emotions. And in referring to John Maxwell's book, Put Your Dream to the Test, let me introduce you a little bit to John Maxwell first, so you know who exactly he is. If you've heard of him, if you've read any of his books, let me know. John Maxwell, he's a #1 New York Times bestselling author, coach, and speaker. He's sold more than 26 million books in 50 languages. Talk about pursuing your dreams, right? He's an internationally respected leadership expert whose philosophy is simple. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Have you heard that before? When you apply that quote to your business, everything rises and falls on leadership. What does that mean to you with your clients? What does that mean for you with your team? Or if you have employees, everything rises and falls on leadership. How can you apply that leadership towards your goals, towards your dreams, towards sharing that with others? With how you pursue your business, are you leading in your own DMO, your direct method, your daily method of operations, or whether that's in the home front, daily method of operations, or is it the daily method of whatever happens, DMW, taking over in that space? How is your leadership? Is it rising or is it falling? Everything rises and falls on leadership, everything. And you get to choose if you're going to lead or if you're going to let life take over. And then it takes over your dreams too, right? So if you're like me, the DMW, the daily method of whatever method, takes over far too often, far too easily. And as my day, can you relate, gets dictated by the circumstances, like that tail of the dog wagging the dog scenario, right? But we know better. We know that we can take hold of that day. We can take hold of our daily method of operations. We can take hold of our designing our day and designing our dreams, taking charge of our dreams too. In 2014, John Maxwell was identified as the #1 leader in business by the American Management Association. Quite an accreditation. He's the most influential leadership expert in the world by Business Insider and Incorporated magazine. And when it comes to leadership, I personally love John Maxwell's teachings. I love his talks. You can look him up on YouTube. You can get daily inspiration from him in your email. Minute with Maxwell, I get in my inbox. He's such a person of wisdom and time-tested truth. So for helping me rise up in my business leadership, I feel he is an excellent mentor. So in this book, Put Your Dreams to the Test, John says, dreams are valuable commodities. They propel us forward, they give us energy, and they make us enthusiastic. Everyone ought to have a dream, but what if you're not sure whether you have a dream you want to pursue? Let's face it, many people were not encouraged to dream. Think back to your own upbringing. Were you encouraged to dream? You've maybe heard it before. Here's that phrase: don't expect too much or you'll be disappointed. Can you relate to that? Have you heard that before? Don't expect too much or you'll be disappointed. So put an emoji in the comments if you've heard that phrase before. Now, others have dreams like me, but lose hope and then set them aside. So what's that dream? What's that dream for you? A lot of us are too afraid to even admit we have a dream, because that would mean we have to believe in it. And that would mean we have to believe in ourselves. And then we might be held accountable. But I encourage you, take the step towards your dream becoming aware that you have a dream inside of you, and then sharing that you have that dream. So we can be encouraged by each other. So thank you for sharing your dream. Keep putting them in there as they come up, as you're reminded of them. So here's the 5 common reasons for not identifying our dreams. 5 common reasons. And maybe these reasons are why it's hard to even admit that you have a dream. Number 1 is discouragement from dreaming by others. Have you been there? Other people can discourage us. We call them the dream crushers or the idea killers. They don't have any dreams of their own, but you know what? They don't want to see anybody else realize their dreams either. So how many of you have had that experience with dream killers? Anybody out there? There's a story of the 4 monkeys. Maybe you've heard it before. It's quite an interesting analogy here. There was a group of researchers and in an enclosed room, and they brought in a banana tree and a group of monkeys. The first monkey, of course, saw the bananas and tried to climb the tree. But when the monkey got up to where the bananas were, these researchers doused the monkey with a torrent of cold water. Naturally, the first monkey ran down the tree without the banana, and then the second monkey tried the same thing. They doused him too with a torrent of cold water. So you can see what's happening here. Every single monkey tried climbing that tree to reach those juicy bananas, and every single monkey was doused with this same cold water. Every monkey ran down the tree unsuccessful. Then the researchers traded a monkey in for another monkey. Now, this other monkey had no experience with the cold water. They let that new monkey run up the banana tree. You know what happened? The other 3 monkeys that had that bad experience, they began to pull that new monkey down. Slowly, the researchers took a monkey out, and then they replaced it with a new monkey until there were 4 brand new monkeys in the room that had never seen and they'd never felt the cold water. In turn, do you know what happened? They each pulled the monkey down, the new monkey down, when they tried to climb up to get to that banana. They don't know why they pulled each other down. None of them had ever seen the cold water or felt the cold water. They just knew that was the practice of what the other monkeys had done. And so they continued to pull each other down. Every one of us has been pulled down by someone that has had a bad experience in that area, whatever area that is, or they've heard about someone having a bad experience, like the monkeys, right? And so they pull us down. Ever experienced that? The second reason is some people are hindered by past disappointments and hurts. So those disappointments, they speak really loud, and then we forget about our dreams. So that disappointment that's the gap between what we've expected and reality. So our expectation may be, way up here, and then the reality is way down here. And the difference between what is happening and what we thought would happen is what we call disappointments. So there's a tremendous gap there, and failure is the price that we pay. But what we sometimes forget is that failure is the price that we have to pay for success, right? Success, the road to success does not come without failures on that road. In our own family, we've experienced setbacks, and it's taken a long time to recover. We had a huge financial setback with a business investment, followed by several other losses in family members. And it was just one thing after the other. And finally, the shutting down of our own family business. And it was a series of disappointments, huge disappointments, hurts, and losses, very hard to overcome. And we still feel much of the residual today. But what we didn't realize when all of this was right in the thick of it, when it was all happening, was that those losses, those failures in our own eyes, then that were very paralyzing. Anybody felt paralyzed by these things? Paralyzing at that time, that they were actually the very thing that set us up, that strengthened us for future success, for new success, learning opportunities that we can grow from. So one of those successes, one of those opportunities that came my way was a new business with Monate, and allowed me this birthing of this new growth, this new season that I could step into. Along the road to our dreams will be failures. They will come. What we need to do is learn to not be afraid of those failures. That's a little hard. Trust me, I don't want to relive any of those setbacks, those losses, but I do see the value in them and what I learned from them. John Maxwell has that book, Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn, right? I see that value much better now, and how it strengthened me, strengthened my family, and positioned us for today. So discouragement, disappointments, failures, what else keeps us from not identifying our dreams? Another reason people have for not identifying their dream is the habit of settling for average. Have you seen that? Have you felt that? Let that one sink in for a moment. Is that where you're at today? Do you feel you are not worthy of your dreams? Or is there a reason you feel you need to play it safe and stay inside your comfort zone? Dreams require us to stretch, right? Have we felt that stretching before? To go beyond average. You can't reach for a dream and remain safely mediocre, remain safely set at the same time, can you? I like to think of Mr. Incredible here. Have you watched that movie, The Incredibles? I like to think of Mr. Incredible here. Can anybody else remember his frustration when his son Dash was told not to win at his races? I mean, that was his gift. That was his entire who he was. He was Dash, right? That was his name. He was Dash. And he had to settle for mediocrity. Remember that frustration with his dad, with Mr. Incredible? Average? Mediocre? No, I'm going to tell you, none of you, my friends, none of you are meant to be average. None of you are meant to hide that gifting and talents, that beauty that is inside of you. And I'm a person of faith, and I believe that God has made us uniquely and gave us these talents and giftings because he's put something special inside each one of us. And then we get to live them out through our dreams. Those dreams and those desires are there for a reason, right? They're there so that you can pursue them, so that you can grow, you can stretch, and you can achieve those things in your life uniquely designed for you. So in order to get to the next level and to fight back against that mediocrity, that story with Mr. Incredible, against being average and being stuck where you're at, we've got to think and we've got to act wildly different than we previously have been. The way that you've been thinking has gotten you to where you're at today. Now, to get to the next level, what do you need to do differently? What do you need to grow in? You know, the same old just gets you the same old. But we can dream, and it starts right here in our thoughts. And those thoughts become our words, and then they become our actions. And then you'll see them start to get activated in your life. So only you can determine your own success level, your ability to dream. What's happening up here, believe it or not, is going to come out of us. Our words are powerful, right? But it starts in our thoughts. So what is it that's taking up way too much space up here? What negativity is up here that today you're going to say, no more? I'm not going to let that speak louder than my dreams. What feelings of doubt are in there? What words have you given too much attention to? You know, that record player playing over and over in your mind. What words do you need to replace with other words? Whatever that word is, I encourage you, find the opposite of it. Start speaking life in its place. So when you start speaking life, it's like filling up that cup. You're filling it up with all the goodness, all the dreams, all the abundance, all the affirmations that you need to hear. And then there's not going to be any room for the negativity, right? That's what we need to fill our cup up with. So in order to match that next level, your dreams, yesterday's thoughts and yesterday's actions are not going to do it, right? You need to match that next level in your thoughts and actions before you can achieve it. So the thought and the action are first. You need that goal, that desire, that dream to move you to that higher place. You see, success is like a breath of fresh air. Think about this for a moment. I read this in the book, The 10X by Grant Cardone. Excellent book. If you want to look that one up, 10X by Grant Cardone. See your cup as half full, not empty, half empty. That's right. That's right. Your last breath. Think about it. Super important, right? That last breath was really important, but it's not nearly as important as your next breath. So if you stop trying to succeed or reaching for your goal, your dream, well, then it's like trying to live your next moment out of the last breath of air. How long is that going to last? So we must not settle. We must not say that's good enough. We must not live in mediocrity. You're not designed for that. You are here because someone believed in you. Okay. You were invited here because someone believed in you. You are in your business because someone believed in you. Someone spoke opportunity to you. Someone spoke life to you. Someone thought enough of you to believe you can have dreams too. Maybe you need to thank that person for seeing that for you. Sometimes we don't see it for ourselves. I know sometimes we don't see it for ourselves. We have to believe in it for other people as well. We need to pay it forward. Who can you believe in today that needs to hear that? I believe in you. Today, I want to help you change that so that you can change that for someone else too. It is the best pay it forward you can ever do for someone. Are you with me? Believing in somebody else. You know, everybody has one of those days, and some of us have, sometimes we have one of those days a little far too frequently, but imagine how powerful it would be, even with your kids, even with your family members, to have somebody speaking life, injecting words of life into the conversation, believing, no, you're going to get that. No, you're going to achieve that. I believe in you. Whatever those situations are, imagine what life giving opportunities there would be, changes of thought just by speaking those words for somebody else. So what is another reason for not identifying our dreams? Some people lack the confidence needed to pursue dreams. It takes confidence to talk about a dream and even more to pursue it. And sometimes confidence separates the people who dream and pursue those dreams from those who don't. So do you need to believe in you a bit more? Then can you do that for someone else? So to boost their confidence by knowing that someone else believes in them, what would you think inside? Like I mentioned, if someone told you straight out, I believe in you. I believe in your dream. Marie, Christy, I believe in your dream. What would that do for you? It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable, right? To say, here's what I hope for. Here's what I dream for, and to lay it out, to speak it out. Now imagine what we all would achieve if we all increased our belief, if we all increased our confidence in your dream. The other reason is some people lack the imagination to dream. Imagination is that soil that brings a dream to life. Think about that garden. No matter what our age or our condition, there are still untapped possibilities inside of you, and new beauty, new opportunities, new dreams waiting to be birthed. It is never too late to dream. So when you listen to somebody tell you to dream bigger and to dream bigger again, right? There's no limitations there. If there is a limitation, it's only because you put it there. Dream bigger means do exactly that. If there's a limitation, tell it to get lost, right? I've heard a recent stat that said the most successful age is actually from age 70 to 80, believe it or not. The second most successful age is from 60 to 70. So for any of us that are under 50 or under 40, there is a ton of possibility yet awaiting to you to dream big. So hear those words to dream, hear those words to dream big. And if you ask who, me? Yeah, that is you. Dream big. Yes, you. Wake up those dreams. So here is step number one I mentioned to you is ownership. One of the steps to testing your dream is ownership. Ask yourself this question: is my dream really my dream? Are you living your dream or the dream someone else has for you? Have you heard, well, you should really be a fill in the blank here. Maybe it's a nurse or secretary, or I always thought I wanted to be a fill in the blank again. Maybe it's an entrepreneur, have my own business, whatever that is. But somebody else wanted me to be a, right? So other people are speaking into your life, telling you what your dream should be because you didn't want to disappoint them. So whatever that example might be for you, have you heard that before? So I mentioned that my mom owned a ladies' wear store, and actually she had 3 ladies' wear stores. And growing up, I got to shadow her and learn about her business, model in fashion shows, help her with buying clothes for the next season. How exciting growing up like that. She even named the store after me, Kari-Lynn's Fashions. She had hoped that one day I would take over that business. But you know what? I had different dreams. I wanted to be at home with my kids. I wanted to pursue my music and homeschool my kids, very different than the life that I was raised in. And later, that became my why with my own business. It still is today. My kids, my family, everything that motivates me today is for my family, even though they're 17 through age 26. But I will tell you, my son, once when he was 4 years old, after hearing me talk about my dream, this is how powerful your dreams can be to somebody else. He was just 4, and he heard me talking about my dream to be with my kids. And I can still see him. He was in the car, he was in his car seat, and I was walking around the vehicle. I think the window must have been open because he shot out his little head out the window as far as he could reach. And he said, "Mom, my dream is about you too." You see, when the dream is right for the person is right for the dream. The two cannot be separated from each other. So for something to truly be your dream, you need to see the possibility that it represents, and you need to own it. Ownership is the first vital step to fulfilling a dream. I'm grateful that my mom didn't hold me to that in a burdensome way of her wanting me to take over the business. She let me come and go in it as I wanted to, and throughout my growing up years and mothering years and business years, re-entering into that picture a little bit as I needed to. But step 1 is ownership. What is your dream? That you are walking into your dream and not somebody else's dream. So the first step, taking ownership of your dream. How do you do that? So you have to be willing to bet on yourself. You may succeed if nobody else believes in you, but if you don't believe in yourself, you will never succeed. You have to believe in yourself. So let me ask you, would you be here? Would you have entertained the idea of becoming a business owner, an entrepreneur, stepping into that space of your dream if you didn't have a belief that you could do it? What do you do on those days that you don't believe in yourself? Do you remind yourself of your why? Is that what gets you up out of bed every morning? Do you have someone that will hold your belief for you until you get your belief back again? Maybe you have a dream board, or maybe you have a picture on your phone. Maybe like me, you have your kids waking you up in the morning every day. You're with them, you see them, and that is your why as well. How can you take ownership of your dream? See, we need to lead our life instead of accepting our life, making the right decisions and managing those decisions daily. The power of choice is the greatest power that you and I possess, that power of choice. We take ownership in a big way when we do that. Now, for ourselves, we took ownership. We moved from Alberta, Canada to Florida this past November. This was a dream of my husband's to do this and to pursue a new life, a new adventure. I saw opportunity for my kids and the adventure that we could have as a family. And you know what? While this has been extremely hard in many levels, stretching in many levels, our heartstrings are definitely back in Canada still, but it's been very rewarding at the same time. And I know our journey has just begun, but I saw the path that our family could have continued on, the path that we could be on. And I chose the adventure and to live life by design, something that I could do with my businesses. And now my whole family can do as well. So I encourage you, what do you need to do to lead your life instead of accepting your life? What decisions do you need to make today to lead your life? Taking ownership of your dream is also loving what you do and doing what you love. Successful people, those who see and seize their dreams, you know what? They love what they do and they do what they love. They allow their passion to ignite inside of them, to guide them. Why? Because purpose and potential always come hand in hand. Purpose and potential. Your purpose and your potential always come hand in hand. So what is one of the things that you love about your business? What is one of the things that you do every day? The reason why you do what you do every day. I discovered through this that I love people. I love communities just like this. I love meeting new friends. This is what ignites me. And I also discovered through the journey, yes, a family loss. That was one of my purposes, is to help people believe that they are valuable. I learned that lesson when my brother passed away. That's why I love to share messages like this and why I do what I do. So what motivates you? Why do you do what you do? We need to lead our life. We need to love what we do and find that passion that is ignited inside, and ignite that passion inside of us. And then don't ever compare yourself or your dream to anybody else's. When you compare yourself with those superior, you know what? Maybe there are superiors in your business, in your company, in your world, in your community. What happens then is you feel inferior. But when you compare yourself with those that you look at as inferior, you will feel superior. Neither one of these places are a healthy place to be. But when you stop comparing yourself to others, you feel empowered. Who wants to feel empowered here today, right? We only want to ever compare ourselves to the person we were yesterday. Am I improving today? Success is doing the best you can with what you have, wherever you start in life. And lastly, believe in your vision for the future, even when others don't understand you. Ever had that? Has there ever been others that don't get you, don't understand why you love doing what you do? You know what? You have those passions, those dreams for a reason. And those dreams are unique to you. If success is not on your terms, if it looks good to the world, but it doesn't feel good to you, you know what? That's not success at all. That potential that exists inside of you is limitless and largely untapped. Would you agree? There's so much more inside of you to be revealed. And when you think about limits, are you creating them? Are those limitations there because there was some seed, some word that got spoken to you to limit you and make you think that way? Are you creating that limitation? Next time that you hear yourself thinking of limits, catch it. Catch it in somebody else. Maybe it's your team. Maybe it's your community, your family. Hey, that's a limitation. Why is that there? Throw it out. Don't create limits. Instead, create possibilities. You can own your dream. So what if you had no limitations? When you take ownership of your dream, you know what you're doing? You are committing to that dream. So what's your level of commitment here today? On a scale of 1 to 10, being, it would be nice to have, that'd be number 1. And 10 being, I lose sleep at night because I want it so bad. Where are you at? Reading the comments here. I have a dream of being able to go south for the winters and travel. All right. Awesome. Everyone is worth it. We need to change our mindset and not let anyone tell you different. Thank you for putting those in the comments here. Yes, absolutely. So what number are you at? 1 to 10. Do you lose sleep at night because you want it so bad? If you're less than an 8, maybe you need to decide if your dream is just a hobby. Ask yourself, what would I do if I had no limitations? What would that look like for you? What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? The first step in being able to answer is to take ownership of your dream and prepare to start moving forward. For example, when we know that we're taking a trip, right? We're going to go on this trip. We're going on that dream trip. When you're preparing, you pack your suitcases, you get everything in order, right? So when you're thinking about your dream, think about it the same way. You can prepare for it. What steps do you need to take? You speak it, you wake up thinking about it, you talk about it, you create space for it in your future, right? Same like going on that trip. So you become the person you need to be that acquires that. So no 3-year-old toddler, for example, will be capable of achieving adult accomplishments, right? They need to grow to reach bigger dreams, just like us. We need to grow to prepare to dream big. We need to become the person that we are called to be. No mediocrity. So we just talked about owning your dream. Another component of testing your dream is the cost. What is that cost of your dream? I'm not talking dollars and cents here. I'm talking about something a little bit different. Are you willing to pay the price for your dream? There will be a sacrifice. There will be a price either way, whether you follow your dream or you're not. Sometimes the dream is the commodity. Sometimes the dream is the sacrifice. Dreams are personal, and many people avoid this question. They avoid the cost and inadvertently avoid the dream. What about you? What have you learned about sacrifice in other areas of your life? How do you answer this cost question? Am I willing to pay the price for my dream? So write it in the comments here. Yes, are you willing to pay the price for your dream? How do you manage your comfort zone, for example? Sometimes that's the price. Are you ready to step outside of your comfort zone to realize your dreams? Are you willing to pay that price? Are you willing to get uncomfortable and grow past that current limitation, that one that's not supposed to be there anymore? Are you willing to try new things? Are you willing to go through the frustration, for example, of learning the newest technique of your business? Maybe failing at it. Are you willing to pay that price to grow and to learn and to step into that dream? Maybe there's a non-negotiable, something that you will do consistently every single day so that you can grow in whatever area that is. Maybe it's your business that you know you need to grow there, and you're going to finally take those steps. Maybe it means just getting out of bed an hour earlier so you can make sure that that new task gets done. Or just even taking care of your health by getting up earlier and putting more effort into your food for the day, maybe going on that walk, taking your dog outside for a walk. What is it that you need to do that's going to pay a cost? There's a cost for it, but you haven't been willing to pay it yet. And maybe you really should start doing that. Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. So I want you to consider these points. Number one, the dream is free, but the journey isn't. At some point, you have to make a transition from just a believer of the dream to the buyer of the dream. No dream comes true without someone paying for it at some point. The price is going to be paid sooner than you think is the next point I want to make with you. Dream believers, would you agree, are in abundance. Dream believers are in abundance. Dream buyers, now that's different. Dream buyers are rare. These are the ones that are willing to do the do. Are you willing? Are you willing to grow? Are you willing to finally say goodbye to those fears, those limitations, those thoughts, to do things that cause you to feel uncomfortable at times, but they will give you the greatest sense of achievement and reward once you do them? Are you willing to grow? This also means, are you teachable? Are you coachable? Does your upline in your business, does your team give you suggestions of what to do, but you only want to do things the way you've always done them? So I ask you, will you be a dream buyer? Will you put your dream to the test here by becoming that dream buyer? Is that you? Yes, I did not like to go live with my business, but realized once I kept doing it, wasn't so bad. Way to go, Christy. Talking to strangers about my business. Okay, perfect. Yes, all right. Way to grow, way to grow. The price is going to be higher than you expect. Okay, that's just the reality of it. Never once in my conversations with successful people, in books that I've ever read, resources have I ever read that successful people got there easier than they thought. Getting to the top was much easier than I anticipated. Have you heard that? Oh, it takes work, it takes effort, it takes growth, it takes stepping outside of those comfort zones, and we can achieve those rewards, but that price will be there. And the price must be paid more than once. It's not like we're going to step out of our comfort zone once, do the do, and then we can crawl right back in again, right? And we can say, oh, I'm glad that's over. I'm done. I'm going to go back inside my comfort zone again. No, it doesn't work that way. The statement used to describe this process is you've got to give up to go up. You got to give up those old ways, those old mindsets, those old limitations, get rid of those and replace them, fill that cup up with everything good and abundant, step into those or outside of those comfort zones. You've got to give up those old ways, those old mindsets that keep you stuck, and you have to choose it every day. Thank you, Marie. It is possible to pay too much for your dream. Okay, so here's my warning to you. So if you ruin your health over it, if you sacrifice your family, it's not worth it. Then even though you achieve your dream, you won't be able to enjoy it. So there's a price to consider all the way along. So what types of costs are there? Time with family and friends. So maybe instead of sleeping in on Saturday or watching TV, you choose to work towards your dream. Maybe you're attending a personal growth meeting. Maybe you're reaching out to new contacts or working on a course that you're taking. Maybe there's a training that you're doing or a power hour, for example. That's the kind of cost I'm talking about. What about dealing with criticism from people who matter? Is that a cost? Anybody experienced that cost already? Everyone who pursues a dream is criticized. It just comes with the territory. You have to learn it's going to be there, and you're going to get over it. You're going to rise above it and continue on to your dream because you're going to own it, right? Then pay the price for overcoming your fears. All dreams, I'm going to tell you, all dreams are outside your comfort zone. If they weren't, we would already have realized them, right? Leaving that zone is a price we must pay to achieve them. And I speak from recent experience here, leaving your country, your life, everything you know, to knowing nothing, not even the grocery store carries the same foods, is not the same. It's outside of our comfort zone from morning till night. Getting outside of your comfort zone is scary. But you know what? That is where everything happens. We need to go there. Pay the price of hard work. When it comes to success, there are no escalators to ride. We have to work hard. We have to work smarter and achieve those goals. So what is your dream worth? If the cost requires you to sacrifice what is most important to you, your values, your family, your integrity, it's not worth it. Dream a new dream that will not cause you to compromise. What's exciting with your business is that you can make your dream fit you. And that's what you need to figure out today. Only you can figure that out. Only you can count the cost. Only you can decide what are you not willing to pay and to decide, okay, what price is too high? Remembering that the bigger the dream, the higher the cost. So today, don't leave your dream to chance. How long it takes is going to depend on you. The amount of time will be affected by how self-aware you are, how honest you are about your strengths, your weaknesses, your history, how much time and energy you've already put into it. Are you willing to take new steps and be intentional about that personal growth and keep on towards that dream? John talks about the law of the lid. Your business growth will never grow past your personal growth. So where are you stuck? Your dreams are going to stay stuck there too if you've got that lid stuck. And if you leave your business, if you leave your dreams to chance, you know what? You need to be intentional. We need to be intentional. So in summary, don't forget, the bigger the dream, the higher the cost. If you're unwilling to pay what it is likely to cost, well, you need to change your dream or you need to change what you're willing to pay. Which one are you willing to pay the price on? One of them will be the sacrifice, either your dream or you paying that cost. So I'd like to leave you a few thoughts as we wrap up to encourage you. Write these down and answer them. John describes the primary reason that people fail to reach their dream is they don't have enough valid reasons for it. So write this down. What are your reasons for achieving your dream? You can answer that throughout the week, tonight before you go to bed. Number 2, how does your dream excite you? You're welcome to take a screenshot of this if you want to write down these questions and save them for later. In the past month, how has your dream taken you out of your comfort zone? Are you stepping out of your comfort zone? If you're not, well, maybe you need to, right? And while you're thinking on that, let me close with this. It's one thing to have a dream. It's another to do the things that are needed to achieve it. So don't leave your dream to chance. How long it takes depends on you. The amount of time will be affected by how self-aware you are, how honest you are about your strengths and weaknesses and your history. So you can do it. You can achieve those dreams. You can move into a space where you are outside of your comfort zone, but you're stepping towards that dream and putting those dreams to the test. So I invite you, as mentioned at the beginning of this session, to step into growth, to change your world, step towards your dreams, invite a friend. I have a Change Your World mastermind class coming up. This is an amazing course. I want to expand your awareness and your dreams a little, maybe a little more. This is a worldwide movement and it starts right in your home. I invite you to be part of this transformation movement, whether you're transitioning in your family, in your business, or you want to bring constructive transformation to your community. Maybe it's in your church or in your school. By joining my next mastermind class, you're going to have the tools to do just that. So I'm going to change my screen here. In a moment, I'm going to share with you a video. The second offer that I have for you today, John Maxwell has a live training session. You are welcome to come and join in it. Right after we get off of this call here, you're going to see an email come into you. He says, if you do the things you need to do when you need to do them, then someday you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them. So you don't want to miss out on this special opportunity. It's on April 30th. I am excited. I get to invite my guests to be here. So I encourage you to sign up as soon as possible. Watch for that link in your email. So I have two offers for you. Change Your World transformation tables. I promise you, the values that we talk about in that class on forgiveness, on hope, on valuing other people, all of these concepts are going to be life-changing for you, for your family, for your business. And if you can hang in with me here one more moment, I'm going to change my screen and share with you a video right from John Maxwell, and we will wrap it up.
Hi, John Maxwell here. I am so excited to be with you and my friend and co-writer, Rob Hoskins, who helped me write Change Your World. A moment Rob's going to talk to you, but really in this very short video, it's our desire to make sure that you enroll and get involved and start in a round table, because that's key for your success. Rob, share with them why it's so important for them to come to the table.
Well, John, as you and I know, having seen this in the lives of so many people, these tables are going to help change your life as you desire to go out and change the world. And it's really an easy first step, but the impact it will have on you and the transformation you're going to experience in your own life through participating in these tables is really going to be something that we know, because we've seen it happen, take place in your own life.
And you know, the key that you just said, Rob, that phrase, we know. And we know because we've watched literally hundreds of thousands of people, yes, even millions now, who have been in these transformation tables. We've seen the change that has happened within their life. And we so desperately want it to happen in your life. But we know this, nothing happens until you get involved. My father used to tell me the little story, parable of the frogs, 5 frogs on a log. And he'd say, John, 5 frogs are on a log, 4 decide to jump off. How many frogs are left? I'd say 1. And he said, no, son, 5. 5 are still on the log. Just because you decide doesn't mean you did it. You got to jump. Or in this case, you got to commit. You got to get engaged. And so what Rob and I want more than anything else for you right now is to start your journey to success by getting involved now, today, in a table. I promise you that one small step will make a big difference in your life.
Love that story about the frogs. I tell that one to my kids all the time. We have to decide, you know, that's the difference in everything. We have to decide, but then we have to do it, right? We actually have to jump off that log. So I encourage you to join me Saturday, April 30th. You'll get to hear directly from John Maxwell. The link will be coming in your email, and I invite you to join me in the transformation table. So first of all, as I present this to you, they will be a 6-week roundtable discussion. These are absolutely free. I invite you to invite a friend, invite your team to join in with them. I'm going to keep the size limited to probably 6 or 8 per table, so we can set it up for you and your team, and set it up just for your team if you like. So you're welcome to private message me about the transformation tables through John Maxwell. And again, those are a free resource that I'm going to be offering. And then later the mastermind classes, if you want to go in deeper with those conversations. Incredible value with each of these offerings. So thank you for joining me here today. I invite you as well to step towards those dreams and put those dreams to the test. Thank you for joining me here today. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.